So the series MI, pure consciousness, and pure consciousness is the real self. Pure consciousness is the real self. You see, the mind is habituated to know the things and object in the world outside. Do you know Sam? Yes, yes, I know it. But when the same question applies to us, do I know myself? People get anxious when interviewed. Tell me about yourself. What Sam is young and so he knows it. So you want to appear and you are being interviewed, four people are sitting who you are. And if they ask what is the smartphone, you can start speaking. What dress you wear? Do you see the point here? So to know the objective reality and to know the subjective reality, there is a difference. What is separate from me in the world, it is very easy to explain through the mind. Are you a husband or a wife? You know, now I'm a wife and husband. Okay. So tell me about, what score you give being an husband, and I'm confused. You can find out this is the problem, and this problem comes. That is why the master says the knowledge of the real self is realized in stages. Lack of preparedness, I'm not a seeker, lesser the qualification, lesser the understanding, I'm not there. You see, again, I know the mouse is 100% clear. Do I know myself? I have a lot of confusion. I'm a good husband and I'm a worst employer. You see, you cannot say mouse is working or it's not working. Simple understand. That is why we need a power of discernment. We need to separate. And if we do not separate, so where we separate in our thought, then what is a thought? Thought has two parts. Object, thought of an object, plus consciousness. I know mouse, so this is a thought. So thought of a mouse plus consciousness. I know Sam. Sam is an object and plus consciousness. So that consciousness means I am plus object. I am plus object. See that? How simple it looks. But when the discernment is not there, when we are not able to separate in my mind, you need not to separate outside. So when we are able to separate inside my mind, yesterday I was talking to Sam. So do you see that? See the point? Do you see the mouse? Yes. Now become aware who is seeing the mouse? I. But who is this I? This eye or the two eyes? So it is the two eyes that is seeing the mouse. Immediate understanding. So these two eyes are the seer and the knower of the mouse. So you have discerned, you have separated. Where you have separated in your mind. I am stressed. Separate the stress from I am. I am crazy. Separate the craziness from I am. I am beautiful. Separate the beauty from I am. Just an awareness. We need an awareness. So, what happens when I see the mouse and I ask you a question? Who is seeing the mouse? Eyes. These two eyes are the seer. So, the mind naturally becomes aware of the eyes. What it means? That's I still remember the expression I gave to the Sam. So my eyes are the seer. I become aware of these two eyes. My mind is moving from outside to inside. I have been talking, you might have heard, move the mind inside, live within, and awaken within. Meditation has three words: moving within, living within, awakening within. Now see that it has started a conscious movement from the mouth to the eyes. Now eyes can see, but there is something, there is a confusion. Can eyes really see? Now who is the seer of these eyes? Two eyes, the mind. Mind is the seer. And who is the seer of the mind? The real self. That is what we are. So it means every step the mind goes inside, moving within, living within, awakening within. Now ask yourself what I have to do to move the mind within, live within, and awaken. You have to do nothing. Simply know it, understand it. And then what I told, that it is easy to understand the object of the word because mind is habituated. Yes, mind is not habituated to know my real self. So it is not habituated, it cannot be habituated. So there is a lot of confusion, and the confusion has to be sorted out by understanding, by listening and learning, by contemplation and reflection. Have you seen sometimes you are contemplating brooding? I use the word brooding. It would be a right English. I don't know. You guys know. Right. So brooding, you are looking at the wall. At the same time, you are not looking at the wall. Sometimes it happens. In times of brooding and so-called the contemplation. So that object is present in front of you, but your awareness is deeper inside. Your awareness is deeper inside means it is leaving or have left the objective reality. So there is only one I am. So thought is equal to I am plus an object. So what the equation will be? I am is equal to thought minus object. The moment that object, that is why we say out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight. So in order to understand, that's what I have been saying you, listening and learning should be continuous until to a point where I have found I am pure consciousness. First thing. Second step, that you grow into that awareness, that I am consciousness in my personal life, in my social life, in my family life. So when I'm consciousness, this consciousness never fights, never angers, never hesitated. So you check yourself. But I have seen you, you became many a time, forget about me. Talk about yourself. Talk about yourself. And what is most important in this journey of non practice is a logical thinking. Are we learning, illogical thinking? We go step by step. Why logical thinking? The intellect has to assimilate the knowledge by reasoning. But why? So the master says we must remove the logical doubt. Come on, you talk about I'm consciousness. How can I be a consciousness? See, my hand is moving. I'm my hand. I'm my body. So I stop thinking. I stop putting the reason. I cannot move the mind with. So I said, intellect assimilates the knowledge by reasoning. Reasoning is used to remove the logical doubts, not to find I am. Because when I remove the doubts, I know who am I. Do you see that? So the process of understanding and the learning of Eastern wisdom is little different. So I want to know myself. Now put a reasoning. Who wants to know myself? I. What is the difference between I and the real self? What a right reasoning. I want to know my real self. So there are two things, I and the real self. Which one you wants to know? Which one? This demands not only the logical thinking and to remove the doubt. I, where is I? Inside. Where is the real self? Inside. So are there two I's? No, don't go into bipolar and tripolar. I'm not talking of those. Do you see? Look at it. Just maintain an awareness. I, real self. I want to know real self. Who is asking the question? I. This I is intellect, which has lot of logical doubts. And these logical doubts creates lot of confusion. And the confusion can only be removed by understanding. I understand. Now see that logical thinking to remove the doubt can only take place if the mind is not wandering. Otherwise, mind will jump on the body, mind will jump on. No, no, I heard, I know that what you are saying, I heard that. What I heard? I heard that, when we practice meditation, so there is a neuroplasticity. So where the neuroplasticity takes place, it is in the brain. Brain is a gray matter. Am I a matter? It's a good thing. to know what is the latest update in science. But I'm not the brain. So whether there is a neuroplasticity or there is another term used, epigenetics and the neurogenesis, they simply means that by regular practice of meditation, we can bring about a profound change in our DNA. We can change the DNA. That is what it means, the epigenetics. Oh, so DNA will change. My DNA will change. My DNA is different from who am I? Hold on. There you should leave the science. Science is good. You are not criticizing it, but you leave the science. Because science is not going to help me. It's going to help me what is brain, how the brain functions, what changes we can bring about to the brain, but not, it will not help me to know who am I. And we start giving a wrong, I heard that, the meditation brings, profound changes in the brain. So now I am ready and committed to practice meditation. And then my ego takes over me and I find hell with the brain. My ego is the stupid. And we enter into the same. You see a lot of people, a lot of scientists. So that is why I'm just giving another way to express myself. Everything is there in these texts of great masters. So the knowledge of the real self is realized in stages, step by step. And what is those steps I told you? Do you remember? I do not know, let me know it. Pay attention. I do not know, let me know it. If someone asks you, do you know about yourself? And if you say no, they will say, what a crazy guy. That applies at the social level, professional level. You talk about, my name is this, my name and the form and the gender, expertise, skill sets, everything. But the profound question is, who am I? These are my traits, these are my skill sets, this is my name, this is my gender, this is my nationality, but that does not give me any idea who am I. We should always keep in mind. At least you'll be able to destroy ego. No, I have $10 million. Who are you? Are you rich? Rich by something outside, not rich by what you actually are. I don't want to name Bill Gates again. I love him. I use all his tools. So what I'm saying, I'm coming to another every day. Do you relax? Yes, I relax. So sit on a lazy chair. Sit or lie down. You want to close your eyes, close your eyes. And ask the profound question, who am I? So when you sit or lie down on a lazy chair, your body is already comfortable and steady, and then you start asking. The moment the mind refers to the body parts as I am, contemplate, again repeat, am I really my eyes? Am I really my brain? Am I really my mind? Am I really the body? You ask that question and wait. So when you wait, the mind will calm down. Why it will calm down? Because now you are naturally focused in asking the question, who am I? That's another approach. I'm adding another approach from another master, and whose name is Maharshi Raman, one of the greatest masters who lived until perhaps 1960. So what is going to happen as you continue? Your focus will come naturally to a thought. Every thought you will dissect into two: an object, thought about an object, plus consciousness. So, and you keep on doing it every day, maybe for half an hour, whenever you want to relax. And what happens, you will find, now I'm using the same word, moving within, living within. So when the mind continues to live within, free from the objects of the world, you are already there. This is the journey. What I will come back to that metaphor again. I realize that it's better to revisit that metaphor. So pay attention that any thought enters into your mind. Find out what is the object in that thought. Make sure your intellect dissect and divides that thought of an object, and leave it. Just recognize the thought of an object. I am stressed. Stress plus I am. I am crazy. Crazy plus I am. I am happy. Happy plus I am. I am man. Man plus I am. I am women. Man. Women plus I am. Just see that what happens to your mind. One more thing. For a while, just tell me, can you have any thought without an object? First thing, give me a thought, unmute, give me a thought without an object. I am. You need not to think. We never think I am. You never think you are attending a session. Session will become an object. Tell me any thought without an object. I am suffering, suffering plus I. I love you, honey, honey plus I. Sam found some? No. Now ask the second question. We talk about it that I'm an original author. Now ask yourself, can you tell me any original thought? At least I say that I am giving an interpretation in my books, whatever the teaching is available. Give me any original thought. We claim that there is an original thought. So if it is original, it should come from inside. So you are a born knower of English language. When you were born, tell me. So when I think in this way, what happens to my mind? Mind stops wandering. In light and fire of awareness. Oh, let me think of any original thought. Any thought that is original. that belongs to you only. That word, a couple of words forms the sentence, and these words are only your own. And if it is not, then why to worry about these thoughts? These thought comes from outside. So I explained you from another teaching of the master, Aurobindo, who says all these thoughts are coming from outside. Before we go into the non-practice, Sri Aurobindo was one of the greatest master ever lived. He lived until 1950. So his parents were doctors long back in 1879, 69. So the parents sent him to London at the age of 7. And they had an English nanny. And the parents of the Sri Aurobindo warned the English maid, nanny, not to get him exposed to the Eastern wisdom at all. I'm telling you what is non-practice. So he learned Latin, he learned French, he learned English. If you Google out Sri Aurobindo's writing, you will find out how tough is his English. So it was 11 years, now it is 13 years. So he passed all the examination. He wanted to join India as a governor. So there was the last examination he has to pass out. That was riding the horse. When you enter into the civil services, that was the trend. He did not pass out. He said, no, I'm not going there. Something happened inside him. He came back to India. He met the master Lally in southern India. Now the magic happens in his life. Lally asked him, do you want to meditate? Yes. Close your eyes. That was the first instruction. So close the eyes. That Aurobindo, maybe around 15 or 16-year-old. So he absorbed this statement that closing the eyes means that my all sense organs are closed. I'm not looking into the world outside. Body became totally still. He need not to be taught, be comfortable and be carefree, etc. etc. That was the first instruction given by the Lally, was also one of the great masters. Second instruction, watch and observe. All these thoughts are coming from outside into your mind. There is not a single thought that is coined and created by your mind. After a few minutes, he gave the third instruction. Before any thought as an intruder comes to your mind, throw it outside. Don't allow it to enter. The story says, Stephen, that he was sitting for at least 19 hours without any. It is a non-practice, because if you practice something, you start, you finish. So it was only the Lale who patted on his head. He said, now come out. You already know it. See, are we that non-practitioner? Yes, if we follow it. So let us start. Eyes are closed. So forget about I'm not Lele.